Swept in by Josh Karoma.
Flips this one in. Goes to the far post. Nagayama with the goal.
Hello, good evening. Welcome back into the channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Have a good week. Obviously, it's already Friday. But yeah, this is your match preview ahead of our relegation showdown with Birmingham City at the Johnson Stadium tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting. Well, I don't even know. I don't even think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be I think it's going to be a difficult day tomorrow. Put it that way. I think it's going to be a real dark day for the football club. Personally, like I said, I don't know anymore. I don't know. I think it's just been a nightmare season. And to be honest with you, I think we're all pretty much relieved when this season's done with. Really, obviously the last two games now, for the final home game. And yeah, it's been horrible, as we know. But yeah, this is your match preview. We're just gonna. Blue Terry says, "Do or die this game. I have no confidence in the squad, and neither does Andre by the sound of it." Yeah, I mean, how many times are we in this situation where we've had to go for like last week? You could say that last week was a do or die game as well, to be honest with you, because I think like the reality is if you win that game, and then you win again this weekend, you put yourself in a very strong position to stay in the division. So yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, this weekend definitely do or die, because like I say, if we don't get the result, then we're down. I am going to go through the permutations of this weekend and what can happen, what may happen, what may not happen in a moment. But yeah, I think that'll be a good place to start with tonight. Ian says, "Hi mate, hope you're okay. Do or die. To me, we're already down, but we've got to count ourselves. Look that we're still in it." Yeah, I mean, yeah. Good evening to you. Well, I don't know. It's just I just can't wait for the season to end. I don't think I'm okay. We try and be okay, but yeah, I hope you're doing all right. And yeah, like I say, I think we all pretty much feel like we're down, don't we? We do, and you can't blame us for feeling that way. And yeah, we are still in it, but the reality is, I just think that we've had so many opportunities to get ourselves out of this, and we've blown them. And I think, yeah, we're lucky to still be in it, but in reality, we're pretty much gone. I know it's not confirmed yet. It could be confirmed this weekend, but we're still in it. But it's going to take a miracle. I know miracles have happened before, but this is going to take a miracle. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying about that. Can you address Andre's press conference at some point? Yeah, I mean, I can go through a few. I did see bits of it. Well, I didn't see bits of it. I saw a few of the quotes. And obviously I'll pick out that. Yeah, I'll do that a bit later on if you like. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, the stakes are this then. As we know, plain and simple, if we lose, then it will be confirmed we will be relegated. Now, if we draw and Sheffield Wednesday win at home to West Brom, Town will be relegated effectively because of the goal difference. Now, Birmingham would also be clinging on by Fred at best, relegated at worst, depending on Plymouth and Blackburn's result. If Town v Birmingham ends in a draw and Wednesday don't win, it would go to the final day for all three teams, and maybe Plymouth and Blackburn, depending on what the results they get. But Town would need to beat Ipswich and hope for favours in the last day results to stay up. Like I say, plain and simple, in other words, we have to beat Birmingham. If Town win, then it will go to the final day. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the picture that we have to, that I think obviously we'll be looking closely at the Sheffield Wednesday game of course, against West Brom. On the table, I'm going to just remove my logo. Table, not that we need reminding, guys, but this is the table. Yeah, so obviously Birmingham just above us there, 46 points. We're just below on 44. It's a minus 27 goal difference for us, minus 16 for Birmingham. Then we've got Sheffield Wednesday, minus 29. And then obviously Plymouth, yeah, I mean, Plymouth are a bit outside, but they're kind of still in it. They are still kind of in it. But because of their goal difference, I think they're effectively a point ahead of us anyway. So they're effectively 5 points. So, yeah, I think Plymouth may get dragged into it, but I think that ultimately we're not really looking at them. We're looking at, obviously, Sheffield Wednesday. I think Sheffield Wednesday is the most important game in terms of the result to look out for us tomorrow anyway. And Birmingham, to be fair. Birmingham will be looking for that one as well. But yeah, so that's the kind of the picture there with that. Like I say, it will be a dark day if we do end up going on, because like I said, we haven't been in League One for 12 years. And remember, it took us 11 years to get out of that division. You know, it's not an easy division. And all this people are saying, some of the fan base saying, oh, it'll be, you know, having a reset in League One, it's not so bad, you know, and all this. I'm thinking to myself, are you completely oblivious to how difficult it was to get out of that league, you know, when we were last in it? Are you kind of just completely wanting to avoid that or something? Because to me, it isn't an easy league. It just, you know, going down, there's massive things that need to be done, as we know, to even think about coming straight back up. So all this about resetting and going down to League One's the best for the club. No, it's not best for the club. Certainly not best for the club. You know, we've been in the Championship for a good while now. Yes, okay, the majority of the time it's been difficult, but had the people off the field got the decisions right and run the club properly, then we wouldn't have been in this situation. You can do well in the Championship if you've got a proper structure in place. We haven't had that structure, and ultimately, that's it really. Now Birmingham have been just as poor form as us, though. So if we're clutching at straws here, the past couple of months they haven't been that great, have they? Obviously they're down there with us. They've surprise victories against Coventry and Preston. Obviously, it represents 6 of their 8 points they've taken from their past 12 games. So they are really struggling as well. So I think this game isn't going to be the best watches, put it that way. But ultimately, it's about the result. And then their away form is very, very poor. They've not won on the road since beating Stoke, who was really in a tough patch then in mid-January. So they were an awful Stoke team back then. Obviously, they have pulled themselves out of it now, but they were struggling then. And Rotherham, and only Rotherham have been worse on the road across the season as a whole away. So, look, they're not. You know, this team can be beaten, but the reality is even if we beat them, you know, Sheffield Wednesday have to lose, I think, for us to have any chance. I think if they lose and we win, then that would be good. But if they win and we win, then effectively we're still having to beat Ipswich on the final day. And you know what I mean? And that's it. So yeah. If we go down tomorrow, how do you think the fans will react? I think if we go down, it'll be very toxic, you know, and I really do. I think it'll be really, really for the people that turn up, by the way, because I don't think it'll be that big of a turnout tomorrow, really, if I'm honest with you. I think a lot of people have kind of accepted relegation, resigned to it, and yeah, I mean, people have just had enough, I suppose, and this staying away. But yeah, if we go down tomorrow, it will be very toxic in that ground, I tell you. And I think, it won't be a nice atmosphere to be, put it that way, come the finals. And especially if we do the usual capitulation that we've done in recent weeks. I think that's scarred me, I think it scarred us all, to be honest with you. That's that capitulation where, we're in the game and then within a blink of an eye we're 3 or 4-0 down, and it's just like, I think if that happens, then there will be uproar. I think the fans have had enough already, to be honest with you. The fans that want to, of course, that actually want to try and succeed. That the fact that some of the fans that are just happy to accept mediocrity and you know what, don't matter. Kevin Nagel's the saviour. He's done everything right this season. There's no issues. We'll blame previous owners for that, and we'll just be oblivious to it all. Nah, I don't think it'll be great. There surely can't be a lap of honour tomorrow. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No chance. That would be the biggest insult going. And like I say, the club are really testing my patience at the moment, to be honest with you. With the things that they're putting out on social media. We'll get into that, by the way. And I'll also cover Neil Warnock's comments. He did an interview with Benjamin Bloom on his YouTube. Obviously, Benjamin Bloom is one of the quite a well-known YouTuber on here. So, he did an interview and he spoke about Town in that, in parts of it. Obviously, he wasn't talking about Town for the full duration, but he did touch upon Town. Interesting comments. We'll cover that later on. So, the opposition, obviously, Birmingham, as I said. So, Birmingham, like I said, they've had a really tough year as we have changing managers. Getting rid of John Eustace and bringing in Wayne Rooney was a disaster, wasn't it? Let's be honest. It was a disaster. John Eustace was doing well at the time, I believe. And, obviously, Wayne Rooney became available and they decided to go for Wayne Rooney. And obviously, it backfired on them. They winning 2 games during Rooney's time. Obviously, he was dismissed in January following a 3-0 loss to Leeds. Then the club obviously turned to Tony Mowbray, who led the first team for 7 games until a medical diagnosis in February meant he had to step away from his duties for the time being. He's obviously still manager, but he's had to step away, and obviously they've got don't know what it's called now, a temporary manager in for that, caretaker manager until the end of the season. Obviously Birmingham, as I said, they are 22nd. They sit 1 place above us and 2 points ahead. They've won just 12 games this season, Birmingham, drawing 10 and losing 22. Winning 2 of their last 10 fixtures. Both of these victories have come under interim. That's the interim. That's what I was looking for. Interim manager Gary Rowett, who of course has taken the reins for the last few. Well, he's taken the reins since Mowbray had to step down for a moment. And so they were out of the relegation zone last weekend before Sheffield, and they of course had to go and beat Blackburn, which obviously does no favours. That was a real sucker punch for us. Like I say, if we don't do our jobs though, we can't expect people to keep, can't expect other teams to keep helping us out, because that's not how it works. Like I say, Gary Rowett's come in, obviously a very experienced manager at the, in the EFL. I mean, like I say, he's been at various clubs, hasn't he? Obviously Burton. He was at Birmingham as well before. This is his second time at Birmingham. He was in Birmingham in 2014. He went on to manage Derby, Stoke, and obviously most recently Millwall. And he's racked up more than 500 games to date. Last time out, Birmingham did stumble, like we stumbled against Rotherham. They stumbled with a 0-0 draw. Obviously, that was Rotherham's first game with their new manager, Steve Evans. Obviously, Birmingham did score, but obviously they did have a goal that ruled out for offside. Their previous starting 11, they tend to go with 4-2-3-1, I believe. Ruddy, Buchanan, Sanderson, Bielik, Laird, Sunic, Pike, Anderson, Roberts, Burke, and Stansfield. So that was the last start. That was the previous starting lineup against Rotherham. Like I say, 4-2-3-1. Expect the same tomorrow, really, to be honest with you, from them. They'll probably stick with that. Like I say, Jay Stansfield to play as a lone striker. Obviously, Bakuna and Tyler Roberts either alongside or just behind. Like I said, Birmingham's kind of formation builds on a strong backline of midfielders who can drop back or press higher, depending on the needs of the game. So, yeah, I mean, look, we have to look at this game, and we have to really go for it now, because I'm just tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Now, the ones to watch, let me know your ones to watch for this game. Like I say, we could probably make everybody look good on that pitch, that are in Birmingham colours, because we're that bad. But yeah, we're going to pick a few players that I think we have to keep an eye on. But yeah, Doug's in. Hi, Ryan. He says, hello there, Doug. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate that, and I hope you're doing well. And yeah, thanks for dropping by. We're going to watch two teams who can't beat Rotherham. I'm ready for a boring game now. I mean, it's not going to be the best game. Obviously, both teams down there. It's going to be very cagey. It's going to be very nervy. And yeah, it's not going to be a great game. But it's about the result, isn't it? It's about the result. And if we can get the result, then yeah, we have the glimmer of hope still. But even if we win, I mean, it just depends what Sheffield. If Sheffield Wednesday lose and we win, obviously it will be interesting. Now, obviously, my ones to watch anyway for this game. First player has to be Jay Stansfield, doesn't it? Obviously, a striker, very good. I really rate him. I do like him. I think obviously he joined the club on a seasonal loan from Premier League side Fulham last summer. 21 years of age. He's made an appearance in all but 3 of his side's fixtures during their current campaign. He moved to the West Midlands in August 2023. The centre forward has found the back of the net 12 times since then, with 3 of those goals coming in his last 5 games. He's got 3 in 5 at the moment, so he's coming to this game very in good form, and he's going to be dangerous. If we give him space, allow him to shoot. We've been defending so badly lately, so ultimately we have to get back to basics, and we have to defensively switch on from the, and yes, okay, I know that Birmingham's struggling down there as well. Like I said, it's going to be a cage game, but Stansfield can cause problems, and a lot of problems. So we're going to have to be wary of him, because, like I said, if we give him time, then he will score. And a familiar name that we have to bring up, of course, is Janino Bakuna, who, of course, was at the club and made over 100 appearances for us between 2018 and 2021. A very familiar name around here. Very much hot and cold for us, wasn't he, really? He was good some moments, but I think his attitude was quite poor as well. I seem to remember questionable at times. And yeah, but yeah, he did some things for us, to be fair. Like I say, he's appeared in all but 1 of their fixtures this season. Now 26, scored on 7 occasions this time, and he's set up 6 as well during their current campaign. But yeah, obviously he moved to Rangers from us, and then obviously he's returned to England with Birmingham a few years back in 2022. And my last player is Christian Bielik, who, of course, is a defensive midfielder, very good. I think he's come through. Like I say, he's been at various clubs, to be fair. Obviously, he spent time alone at Walsall, Charlton, Birmingham. Signed for Derby County, had bad injuries, and then obviously he came to Derby then. So no, he came to Birmingham then. So yeah, he's going to be he's obviously going to try and shut the shop at the back and obviously protect his back line. And yeah, obviously good on the ball. I believe, and yeah, to be fair, I think he is anyway. I think he's a good player. I think he's one of their key players. So yeah. Blue Toy says Miyoshi, yeah, he's a good player. Bielek, Stansfield, John James, Bakuna, Pritchard, of course. Let's not forget him. Yeah, he's not going to get a very good reception tomorrow, let me tell you. He is a player that I think we can all say we would like to see the back of when he left. Very much down tools, and yeah, he didn't leave on the best of terms, did he? So yeah, he's not going to get a good reception tomorrow, definitely not. And Dembele, yeah, very, very good names there. Thank you for that, Blue Terrier. And Ed says Jay Stansfield, Juninho, Bakuna, and John James are my players to watch. Nice. So you've gone for 2 out of the 3 players that I picked as well. So nice one. But yeah, obviously us. I think that's it for Birmingham. Like I said, we know, we don't really know what to kind of expect really. They've obviously been in good form. Obviously, I know they drew against Rotherham, but obviously they run back of 2 wins against Coventry and who else did they play? Coventry. I can't remember who else they play, guys. I've forgotten now. Anyway, they were on the back of two games, and the one player who's most likely to send us down is Alex Pritchard, written in lights. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree. Anyway, so, I mean, yeah, it would be typical, wouldn't it, to, see him do that. Or Bakuna. Don't be surprised if Bakuna, kind of does some. Like I say, I just really dread him to be honest with you. I mean, just feels like every game that we've been to this season, it's just been, you walk away from the ground and you just think, wow, what a horrible afternoon or evening. Maybe it's an evening game. It's just It's just been so demoralising, hasn't it? All season. It's difficult. But yeah, like I say, we need to see us go for it. And I've said this for weeks now, to be fair, and it hasn't happened. So it has to happen though. We know this. We have to win this game. Yes, we've had must-win games before, to be fair, but we have to win this game, otherwise we're gone. And that's it, really. We have to win. We have to go get at them. We're the home team. We need to get on the front foot and really take it to them, because otherwise, we're just going to be sat here again on the review show. We're just going to be saying the same things. So, yeah, we can't afford to. I just want us to focus on ourselves, really. I don't want to focus on, obviously what Birmingham may do or whatever. If we go for it and we give it everything, I think that's all we want to see, really. We don't expect anything more. If they give it everything, then and we actually play with some strikers, then we may have a glimmer of hope. But yeah, it's so hard to be confident, isn't it? Though it's so hard to be confident. I don't have any confidence at all, to be honest with you, and I know everybody else will feel the same. So yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, we're going to get into the team lineups now. So let me know who you would like to see. But I'm just gone to basics, me, with this, and I've dropped a few players. You probably can guess who one of them is, but yeah, I've gone back to that, and I don't think we'll see it. But I just want us to have some strikers on that pitch, and I mean 2 strikers. So we have to play 2 up top, don't we? We have to play 2 up top. But I would go with a basic 4-4-2. I would, and I'll kind of go through my lineup now. So let me know your lineups in the chat, by the way. Always good to see what you think. But yeah, obviously Nichols. I mean, Nichols has been underwhelming this season, and he does frustrate me the amount of time it takes to get the ball out. There doesn't seem to be any urgency, but look, Nichols, he does make some good saves. So, just keep him in there. For me, Spencer has to be in there, left back, Hellick and Pearson. Obviously, Lees is ruled out, so Lees is out for this game. So, I'd have to move Pearson to the middle. Like I said, I have said that he's a centre half. I think we may see a slight improvement from what we've seen with Pearson if we can get him at centre half. And Turton, for me, like I say, yes, he's been out for a long time, but Turton, we haven't got anybody else. I know that sounds high. Obviously, he's only just coming back, and obviously not rushing back, but he's been on the bench a few weeks now. He's played a few minutes here and there. I think that he has to start. We haven't got anybody else really to be able to step into that role that's going to do anything. Like I said, I'm not convinced with Headley. I'm not convinced with Jackson. Obviously, I know their left back. Obviously, we have to switch across from Brody Spencer to right back. But yeah, I'm just on about the options that we could have had. We do have. I just don't think they're good enough. Obviously, Sorbers, Thomas, Redoni I've gone with in the middle with Alex Matos and Josh Carone on the left, and then obviously Bojan up front with Reece Healer. I just want to see these two strikers upfield. I just want to see it because, I can't see the same. If we see the same what we've seen in the past lineups that we've seen, with starting Bergers all up front, he's not, having 3 strikers sat on the bench. It's not going to be great, is it? It's not going to be good, and the reaction won't be great either. So, yeah, I want to see 2 strikers up front, and that's kind of why I've gone with that. Blue Terrier says, yeah, let's go for your lineups now. You've gone for Maxwell and got interest. I mean, I was tempted to put Maxwell in there, obviously. He has been good when he stood in for Nichols. You've gone for Spencer, Hellick, Pearson, and Turton. And then you've gone for Matos and Kusumu, with Koroma, Redoni, Thomas, and Healer. I mean, look, yeah, at least you got 1 striker on there. I get that. I kind of do like the 4-2-3-1, but I just don't think we need 2 holding midfielders against Birmingham, really, in all due respects. I think we could, but yeah, it's a decent lineup. You've shaped it with the goalkeeper as well, and you brought Healy in as well. So yeah, we all want to see a striker tomorrow. That's what we want to see. I said it last week, and we didn't get it. So yeah. Aiden's gone for a 4-3-3. You've gone for Nichols in goals, Spencer, Hellick, Pearson, and Turton at the back, with Matos, Redoni, and Kusumu in the midfield, and Thomas, Healy, and Koroma. I mean, this is actually a good shout. I actually like this lineup, the 4-3-3. I do, and yeah, it is. It's a good lineup. This with Matos, Redoni, and Kusumu. Yeah, and like I said, the 3 up front. So yeah, decent, nice one. I do like those. So thank you for those. But yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens because ultimately, I don't want to do score predictions tonight. I don't want to do them because I just think it's too difficult to predict this game. I think that it's hard to be confident. We know we need to win. I don't think it'll be a high scoring game, put it that way. I think Well, if it's Birmingham, if they score one, we know what usually happens there. If they score one, then they'll get a few more. Because that's what usually happens with this group. But with us, I think we're gonna, maybe just get a goal, or it's going to be a draw. But obviously, a draw is not going to be good enough. So I just want to see us go out there and give it everything and leave everything out there. We haven't left everything out there for a good while, and I just think, if we can just, really take the game by the scruff of the neck and go for it, I think that's all we ask, isn't it? So yeah, I don't want to do a prediction. But we're going to look at a few quotes that Andres, like I said, I didn't actually watch the press conference today. I'm just done with words now. Like I said, I just want this season to be over with, and it's just no good. I'm just getting the quotes. By the way, I should be more organised than this, but I'm not, unfortunately. So I think really though we need to be looking at everything and just I don't know. I just think the whole situation. Now, yeah, so here's a few quotes. I'm going to get this quote up. I don't really have much quotes, to be honest with you guys, so I do apologise. He said that the player did not show willingness to run back and work for the team against Swansea, and that he will not stand for it. He acknowledges Saturday is a do-or-die game for both teams. So, yeah, look, finally has admitted that we have to win the game, basically. He hasn't actually said it, but he actually said it. I think the fact that they didn't, I don't think it's just the Swansea game though either. I really don't. I think it's way back than that. I think we need to. Ultimately, he can say what he wants, right, in these press conferences. But I need to see it on the pitch. I need to see what's happening on the pitch, because I'm sorry, there's been so many instances where I have questioned him. I have questioned his tactics, his in-game management, his reaction times to change the game, the substitutions coming too late. And I have questioned, what are we actually trying to do? There doesn't seem to be any structure or style. Like I said, you're not going to see a proper style, but you want to see a bit of a game plan, and I still can't get my head around what we're trying to do. So that is on the manager. I think that the fact that he's saying about those that don't show willingness to run back as well, I'm pretty sure he's continuously starting players that don't put a shift in and don't work hard for weeks. Not to mention the guy that's been up front, who is supposedly, he was a winger and apparently a so-called striker that he's been starting for weeks now. Sorry, but I just won't accept that. I'm just tired of it. And I just think that, if we don't have any structure in play, if we don't have the substitutions to come on, we have to utilise the squad. And he hasn't utilised the squad. Yes, it's a poor squad, but I still don't think you can, legislate for the decisions that he's made really at times. Blue says that what happens on the pitch is 80% from the players, 20% from Andre. You can tell the players what to do, but you can't make them do it. I mean, I'll counter, because at the end of the day, how many times have we looked at the team lineup in the past few weeks and said, why has he done that? Why, we're questioning what he's doing. So that's on the manager. Yes, the players have to go out there and do what they do. But I've not agreed with how we've set up. I haven't agreed with certain things that he's done from the start. I don't see any passion. I don't see any passion from him from the start. Okay, yeah, but I don't see any motivation. I don't see any motivational skills to be able to get the best out of these players. They're not a great group, we know this, but I still expected better. you know, and ultimately, I know what you're trying to say, but I still think the manager. I have to be able to believe in the manager, and I don't know if I believe. I don't believe in this manager. I'm afraid there's been too many instances, and the things that he said after press, things that he said in his after match, pre-match thoughts and things, and after the game as well. I think sort of, what are you doing? Like the approach at Rotherham. You don't go to Rotherham and approach the game like that. A team at the bottom of the league and the worst team in the division, and you go there and have that kind of approach, and then come out after the game and say, "Well, we got a red card in the 60th minute, so it was a good point." Saying things like that. I don't. I'm sorry, but I'm not accepting that. Sal Smitherman says, I think an experienced championship manager would have been a better choice. I don't think AB was the right choice. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, though, I know what you're saying, and welcoming, by the way, new name to the channel, welcome. Yeah, I agree. Or maybe we should have just stuck with the most experienced guy in the chat. I know people would say, stop going on about it, but maybe we should have just stuck with the most experienced manager of the lot in Neil Warnock, and not do what we did. So yeah, I mean, look, I agree. I think AB wasn't the right in the timing of it. You're asking a guy that hasn't had any experience in this division. Yes, he's got a good CV, but it's not in England. He hasn't been in England before. You're asking a guy that's just never been in England to, with the little time that he's got, to keep you up. I think that is really, again, naive, poor leadership from the top. And we know that. I've said it, I'm not going to keep, I'm tired of people, defending the owner. Okay, the board, I think we're all in agreement that, the board have to go. The people in the board, Cartwright, Edwards, time to go. But people seem to think that because Nagel saved the club that you can't come into criticism. But the reality is, in his first year, this is under his stewardship. This is under him. He employed these people in the boardroom. He has overseen things that has happened at the club this season as well. But yet we can't criticise him because he saved the club. It doesn't really. I'm not going to sit here and lie to myself. Things that Nagel has, in his first season, you can say that he saved the club all he wants, but the reality is, in his first season, we're going to League One. That's not the way. And I think he's out of touch with the English game. He's all right having a club in America, but I'm telling you, he's nothing on England, is it? American football. It's not about results. There's no promotion or relegation. It's a completely different ball game in this country, because results are secondary in America. Results are first in this country. Results are the most important thing. Not fan experience, not doing things before games, and I think it's more of you enjoy. It's about enjoyment, isn't it? In America, it is. It's not. From what I gather, it's about having a good time. And reality is, in England, it's not anything like that. It's about results. There is promotion, relegation at stake. It's completely different. So, yeah. So all Huddersfield Town players, please turn up this time at Johnson, because we need you to perform. We won't get behind until you do. So please. So it's a rallying cry from Aiden, is it? You tell him, Aiden. I mean, yeah, it's down. It's down to the players to deliver. Yeah, it's been down to the players to deliver all season, but yeah, we keep having these conversations about. It's us, the fans, have to keep coming back and support, and we haven't got anything back as such. So yeah, it's game 45 and 46, and we're asking for the players to turn up. That pretty much sums it up, really, doesn't it? But yeah, we have to do it. We have to turn up tomorrow. We know it. Gary Rowell, Alex Neil would have been the better options. Agree English was totally different, and he had no time to bed in. Yeah, and I think that's the reason why I go back to Warnock and why it was important to keep Warnock. You know, Nagel at the start, he said he wanted stability. You know, let him settle in a bit and let him settle in a bit. Well, Neil Warnock is there. Neil Warnock is the man to ask for, is the man for stability. But no, too big of the egos got in the way and they got rid of him. And look what's happened now. So look, I think that is stability. And that would have allowed him that cooling period to get settled in and to do. But no, they got rid of him the way they did, and then we know the rest. I'm not covering the rest because I'm just tired of saying the same things. We know the mess that happened after that with the decisions that were made. Absolutely disgraceful in every regard. Disgraceful. But yeah, thank you for your contributions there, Saul. I wouldn't mind Alex Neil if we got relegated and Andre left. Yeah, I mean, Alex Neil obviously is an experienced guy. I don't really know. I'm kind of reserving judgment for now on that. But yeah, potentially would be a good one. Now it has been an eventful week with the numerous posts that have been put on the social media. Now there has been a bit of a reaction to this, and I wanted to cover it. And then obviously we've gone to the Neil Warnock comments that he made about the club. But yeah, it's been an eventful week, really, hasn't it? It's gone from not begging fans to come to games, which we're glad of, because that last week in the build-up to the game last weekend against Swansea was beyond ridiculous. But I feel like the things that have been put out has been really, I don't know, I think it's just been completely embarrassing, to be honest with you. I think the first post that was made that was kind of, I was looking at, was so this post, no words, just actions, see you Saturday. Now, I'm sorry, it's pretty ironic that they put this out because, the players haven't shown action all season. The managers that we've had have shown no action all season. I can tell you that. So to put this out, and then I just think it's quite, patronising in a way, if you get me. I think it was just necessary to put this out. I think it was I don't know. It just feels like we've got to game 45 and we're asking, we're kind of looking at this and saying we need actions, but yet we haven't shown it all season, and you don't need any words for that. But I think it's very patronising to me. I think as a club that we've failed miserably all season. Like I say, down to the weak, naive leadership. And again, no effort to fill the ground. Look what Nagel said after these final 2 home games. He said he's going to make every attempt to fill the ground, but yet he's still kept the prices at £25 an adult. Not that anybody will want to go to that, to be fair, because last weekend was probably the final straw for a lot of people. But still, you've got to make an effort. And for me, keeping the price at £25 is just ridiculous, to be honest with you. I don't understand it. And I just think the reality is we've just been waiting all season for these actions, supposedly, and from the players, and we haven't got it. So, I don't know. I just didn't particularly like this. I think it's too little, too late to be saying actions are needed, and I think the board, the players, the manager haven't took on that on board. So it just feels quite meaningless and patronising to suggest so. I still think Warnock was sacked because of his comments in the West Brom press conference. At the end of the day, I wasn't in any board meeting, so can't say what was promised. But if he wanted more, then that is a conversation he should have had privately rather than publicly criticising players who pay his wages. I mean, Blue Terry, I'm going to be honest with you here, right? Because, like I said, we don't know what's happened, right? We don't know what happened in those meetings. But let me tell you, we know that Warnock will say how he is. It's not been anything different in his career. Neil Warnock says it how it is. And if he feels like he's being lied to or promised this and then being let down, because like I say, I think it's believable to be let down by this board the way it's panned out this season because of what's happened. But yeah, it was about his comments. But the reality is Warnock says it how it is, and they didn't like it, and they got rid of him, right? And I'm sorry, it was a shocking decision. And yes, I can sit there and say that now, but we all wanted Neil Warnock to stay, and ultimately, it's turned because Neil Warnock came out and said the things he did. Now I get what you're saying about it should have been privately, but Neil Warnock has never been that kind of person, and ultimately, he said it. He boiled over, and he's and that was it. I think he became very frustrated, and yeah, he wanted to tell the fans the truth, I suppose. But I don't think that's an excuse. I think that you have to just take it on the chin, take it on the chin and act grown up. And I think Warnock just said what he felt. I think, and yeah, and that was it. Oris says, big up Ryan, good to see you back. Hope you're well and having a good day. This is a very huge game for the Terriers. And honestly, there's no reason why these players who would demand fans to turn up, not to turn up. I mean, yeah, look, we thank you for tuning in, by the way. And yeah, we're kind of trying to stay positive in the circumstances, but I don't think it is. To be fair, this hasn't been positive tonight, but I'm trying my best to do this, but but yeah, like I say, it could be another horrible weekend for us, and it will be a very dark day tomorrow if the worst comes to the worst, definitely. And yeah, it's a huge game. I mean, how many times have we said it's a huge game? And yeah, like I said, the players have to turn up, and instead of looking at the fans, the players have to turn up. So I'm tired of seeing this, and what we've seen all season. We've got to back the players, we've got to do this. But what have we had in return? What have we had in return for turning back ground every week and supporting these players? Absolutely nothing. That's your answer. So not good enough. Not good enough at all. I'm sick and tired of clubs such as Town doing these silly PRs. So it's so frustrating and just excites a young audience of fans. I mean, yeah, I am as well. I'm just tired of the same PR stuff. I mean, we never used to be like this, trust me. And people can sit there and criticise Dean Hoyle all they want, but reality is I think Dean Hoyle was okay. He was very much a guy that didn't spend much, but he was always he did a lot in the community. He did, he kind of adjusted things to help fans get, like say with the season tickets as well, the prices and things. He did an awful lot of good stuff for us. So Dean Hoyle. I don't think there's been more PR this past year than we've had ever. Now I can remember, definitely. So yeah, it is just ridiculous. If he wasn't happy with what had happened, I think he should have resigned. I mean, look, I just think ultimately, if the board was transparent, if the board had done what Warnock obviously was prompt, like I'd say Warnock was promised things and he didn't get them. If Warnock got the things and you know and got a few more players, I think he'd been happy. But ultimately, I think I don't think he wants to resign because I think he did obviously want to help us for longer. So I don't think he wants to resign, but he felt let down by the board. And look now, you know, I could probably see why, because if you look at how this season's panned out, that the board have well and truly let us down again, and that's it. So yeah, it's one of those. I don't think he should have resigned. I think he just wanted to. I don't know. I don't know, but I just think ultimately he said what he had to say. Ultimately, it was the truth, and he obviously it was the end of the road for him. So yeah. So the second post, I don't know what anybody thinks about this fan appreciation, guys, but honestly, I'm just confused. I mean, what on earth is this? You know, we've got a nightmare season, and it's as if the club, you know, is bribing its own fans to get them into the ground by giving them prizes. I mean, honestly, this is comical. You know, giving away prizes doesn't make up for a horrible, horrible season, does it? I just think it's very naive. You know, I don't care about prizes. I don't care. You know, 3 points on a Saturday afternoon or whenever the game's is the most important thing to me. Not prizes, not gimmicks like this. I think the timing of this is ridiculous. It's not the time to be doing stuff like this. It really isn't. You know, and like I say, this appreciation. Let's see the appreciation when they release the season ticket prices. Let's see how much they appreciate it then. Because, yeah, I think that'll be pretty much damning if you ask me. I just think it just feels like it's like a joke, you know, to me. And you know, I know it seems that I'm, you know, but I just don't understand it. I think ultimately we have to be honest with this really. You know, I said that I put a post out the other day about this, and I'm going to read it now. Hang on a minute. We're going off the. I just think it's naive. I think it's naive. You know, we're heading to League One, but you know what? It doesn't matter, guys. We've got some fantastic prizes on offer to win. So basically, all is good now. Apparently, no. I mean, I just don't like this. I think it's just totally out of touch, and I'm not interested in this. You know, I just think it's just quite embarrassing, really, for me. I just what has this club actually become? Just feels like it's become a laughing stock to, you know, and it's not good. When I saw this, I laughed. I mean, I don't. And so we're getting relegated, but don't worry, we're going to PlayStation 5 and a trip to Nigel hometown. I mean, yeah, it's just completely nuts. The more I think about it, the more riled I get, to be honest with you. I just don't understand it. You know, on the brink of going down, I mean, this is supposedly come to the ground for some prizes. It's like we're at a fun fair. No, absolutely not. Don't think prizes. Sadly, prizes don't bring points to the ultimate. I just think it's just not good, is it? I just don't understand it. And the third post, which just really did just ultimately. So these inflatable things that are going to be. I know I'm laughing, but I'm actually laughing because I'm just what is happening. You know. These inflatables that or more for the kids, of course, but I just think it's completely stupid. It's stupid, you know. It's just something that, you know. I think the idea again is embarrassing to me. The timing of it is ridiculous. Again, you know, it's as if it's a party that we're going down here. It's as if, you know what, and I just think it's a real kick in the teeth. This I don't like it. I don't really think it's all this about what is it actually about? Can somebody actually tell me what is this actually about? Because for me, I don't. I just think it's a complete and utter joke, if you ask me. And yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. To be honest with you, I think it's just ultimately we don't need these. We just need to get the points in the bag, and I just think just gonna see what else everybody else is saying. People did post about it. They had so many reactions to these guys. Honestly, we did. Talk about not reading the room. What on earth are they playing at? People said. Let's have a look at more. Oh yeah, I'm not going to read that one out, but yeah. It's just a joke. We just joke. Absolute joke from top to bottom. This guy says running our club. Hull might have made some mistakes towards the end, but a Tankfad would never have been this stupid. One more comment. I mean, yeah, it just feels like we're a laughing stock. These people running the club are just utterly, they're just morons to me. So yeah, let's have a look here. Yeah, it just all feels very tokenistic and very. I don't want the club to become something like this, and like I say, it all comes back to the fact is that Nagel, trying to. I don't know. I just feel like he's trying to run a club the exact same way as he does in America, and ultimately doing things like this doesn't really get the most positive reaction. Yes, it might get a few that'll be, oh, this is good and all this, but I think majority of people are thinking, what is this all about really? We want our club back. Yeah, we do. And ultimately, Nagel has to, if he's serious, he knows what he has to do in the summer, and that is start again. And yeah, that's what we want. But yeah, I want to touch upon Neil Warnock's comments now. Like I mentioned earlier, he was on Benjamin Bloom's YouTube doing an interview, and he did speak about Town in that interview, about his time at the club, and obviously what he said was quite interesting. So he first of all put the decisions that the Town hierarchy have made haven't been the correct ones, and they've gone the other way. I'm disappointed because I think it's a good squad. I'm still hoping that they can claw their way out of it, but it's going to be difficult. Now, yeah, look, he's clearly obviously taking a dig at the Town hierarchy again, but I can't blame him really, because if you look at where we are now, he's just laughing because I just think, yeah, he knew, if we would have stuck with him, then yeah. And also he said, I'm sorry and disappointed to see where they are. I said I would, in fact, I should have done this one first before the last one. He said, I'm sorry and disappointed to see where they are. I said I would do a season for them. I thought if I took them till January, that we'd almost be safe, and then a new manager could come in. So yeah, he's kind of, I thought it was interesting comments. Look, everybody, including me and many others, wanted him to stay, and ultimately he was obviously, I think that's what most fans wanted for him to stay for the season, to be honest with you. We definitely would have been saved by now. It would have given stability. But yeah, like I say, for me, I think there was too many big egos in the boardroom that got in the way, and ultimately that's cost us big time. And as a consequence, you can talk about years gone by, but I just want to focus on this season alone, right? And if we look at the decisions that have been made this season, forget, the quality, yes, I get that. But if you look at the decisions that have been made, managerial positions, and how the club has been run, you can't tell me that, but we've been badly run prior to that as well, so it's okay. No, I'm sorry. The decisions that have been made ultimately have really cost us, hasn't they? So I thought they were interesting comments from Neil on it, to be fair. I kind of want to just bring them up. But yeah. So yeah, we know what we need to do. A win, nothing less. Otherwise, it's going to be a very... I know everyone resigned to relegation. To be honest with you, I'm resigned to it as well now, to be honest with you. But I think when it happens, it still won't be as easy to swallow, if you get me, because I just think relegation is a horrible feeling, isn't it? It's a horrible feeling. And even though I'm resigned to it, and like many of us are, I think when it happens, I think it'll hit hard, to be honest with you. It'll be difficult, and yeah, it's so. But like I said, I've said this many times, but let's just go out there and give it everything, and yeah, get the win. We're still alive regardless of whatever happens elsewhere. So yeah, that's it. So basically, we're just gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, guys. Score predictions, like I say, I'm not doing score predictions today, to be honest with you. I think that I don't really feel like doing them. It could go, because like I said, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, stay in the game. Like I said, we want to be going on the front foot from the outset, to be fair, but if we're still in the game, I just keep going back to the capitulations that happened prior. With conceding one and then just falling to pieces. But on the other hand, if we get a goal, we have to show that we can't hold on to leads as well. And a draw might be the best option, but I don't know. I just think it is one of those. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in tonight anyway. Obviously, it's been a decent show. And like I say, I don't want to be saying all these things now, but I just want the best for this club. I do. I want the best for it, and it's not about me thinking I can run the club myself or whatever. But when we see the decisions that are being made, nobody can sit there and tell me that this is not really, this has been nowhere near good enough, and across the board, players, managers, decisions off the field, it's just been a complete and utter disaster. So, yeah, what will be, I guess. Whatever league we're in, we'll always be Huddersfield Town supporters. Of course, yeah, we'll always be there. We'll always be there. Don't you worry about that. And I think that's a lovely way to end the show tonight. So thank you for that, Aidan. But yeah, be back obviously on Monday. But yeah, have a good weekend, whatever you get up to. And well, obviously if you're going tomorrow, I don't want to say enjoy the game because I just sound quite patriotic, but hopefully we can win. I've forgotten what a win feels like. Even the Millwall game didn't feel like a win because we played so poor. Even, mind you, it did, to be fair. But it still didn't feel, because of the way we played. So let's just hope we can win. Keep the glimmer of hope alive. Hopefully, if Sheffield Wednesday lose, then it'll be even better. But then we still have to go. We still have to get the job done next week. So yeah, let's just see what happens. But whatever will be. And like Ian says, whatever league we are in, we'll always be Huddersfield Town supporters. Of course we will. So yeah, guys, have a good one. Hopefully we're not. Hopefully it's not a bad one this weekend. But I think we've just been used to bad weekends, haven't we, this season. So yeah, take care, stay safe. As always, up the town, even though we may be going down. up the towel, and yeah, I'll see you very, very soon. Take care of you and have a good rest of the evening.